This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening. I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. They are a critical link to public schools on Grand Bahama, and they have taken the oath to serve. Tonight, the Minister of Education is expressing gratitude to these school board members for making a commitment to the education system. Megan Shepard reports.
The Minister of Education, the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald, commending those who have agreed to give their time in serving schools and the country in the position of school board members. Minister Fitzgerald noting the importance of this position in not only a management capacity, but in making an impact in the lives of students through their educational growth.
I just wanted them to understand that we appreciated the commitment from them, and also that the responsibility that would be placed on them. I wanted them not just to think of it in terms of managing the funding for the management of the school, but really to focus and get more involved in the achievement of the students and encourage parents to make sure they become involved in the schools and attend PTA meetings. And I really put the challenge out there to them to just do what they can to work with the principals and teachers to increase the performance of our students.
Now, the minister also noting that there is Vision for Education 2013 plan in the works. He says he is chairing this project while working with the past ministers of education from both political parties, as well as the leader of the DNA.
We just want to put forward a policy position where at the end of the day, politics would not be involved in it, and we could take politics out of education. So that's really the key there. So I just wanted to make that point to them, to tell them that we had a plan for education, a national plan, and that would soon be unveiled to them.
Minister Fitzgerald also commending the men for their increased participation.
And I was very pleased to see the amount of males actually that volunteered to be a part of the school board. Is probably, as the deputy director said, the most males that have come forward to serve on school boards since it started here in Grand Bahama, so that's a good sign.
As schools prepare for the Christmas break, the education minister is reminding students to continue to stay focused and to end this term on a good note. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
A faith-based institution doing its part to ensure that all schools on Grand Bahama are on the cutting edge of technology. Joan Davis-Roll has that story.
Like all great men, Bishop Godfrey Williams says he has a dream. And that dream involves making all institutions on Grand Bahama technologically savvy. This new initiative he announced is about to become a reality.
I have someone who's coming down, and I am inviting, as a matter of fact, all the schools, because we are trying to get all of the smart boards in the school and iPad, because what I envision is that even from kindergarten school to see the young kids from grade K and up using iPad. So we are bringing in a trail of just iPad so that the children in kindergarten can master that by the time they get to grade school.
The goal, the religious leader and school CEO says, is to put the latest technology in the hands of our youth.
Favor will get you what money cannot buy. And I met some friends. As a matter of fact, Ron and Diane, and the rest was history. They came by the school, fell in love with the school, they heard my vision, they believe in it, and today we have been so gracious in terms of not just supporting Sunland, this school, with educational materials and stuff, but we have also supported over, I would say, all the schools in Grand Bahama, Bimini, Abaco, and throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, over 157,000 pieces of educational equipment.
Bishop Williams says that's not all. An exciting scholarship program will also be launched.
What I envision for this particular school is that at grade 11, that all the kids here who are qualified, they would have passed all the BJC and BGCSE. And from grade 11 to grade 12, they will be focusing on, in terms of the college or university that they want to go to. This is such a privilege with my friends that indeed they have given me the opportunity for 17 persons, once they maintain their grade average of 3.0, are able to just leave school and go straight into university. They also want to even pledge their support in terms of really being responsible for their tuition and give them the kind of scholarship that perhaps their parents were unable to afford.
Joan Davis Rowe, ZNS Network News.
The Christmas holidays are not far away, and during that time, that festive time that is, the criminal element would often look for an opportunity to capitalize on unsuspecting shoppers, businesses, and homeowners. Tonight, police on Grand Bahama say they are doing their part to ensure that safety is a priority. Tis the season to be jolly and do lots of shopping. While many are hoping to purchase all of those special items on their Christmas lists, crafty criminals are also hoping for opportunities. But police on Grand Bahama are stepping up their efforts to safeguard residents this holiday season. Officers spent the day canvassing communities and business districts throughout the island, issuing safety tips. Assistant Superintendent Henry Rowe.
We recognize that criminals take this opportunity to prey on persons who seek to make an honest living. And we want to send a message to them to say, look here, the police will be out on full force, we'll be on motorized patrol, we'll be on foot patrol throughout the Christmas season. And hence, we're going to be seeking to deal with those persons who want to disrupt persons' lives and to commit criminal acts. So if you have intentions of committing crime, I can tell you we have officers on the street 24/7, and we will deal with you according to the law.
ASP Roll is also warning against an issue which many seem to take for granted.
But we want to encourage members of the community who has a tendency of taking large sums of cash with them, not to do it because, that's an easy target for criminals who are always observing and looking around to see what you have, what you're spending, and then they prey on you. So if by any means possible, try not to display large amount of cash with you. Use what you need.
Businessman Jamal Monker is commending the police for their increased presence in the downtown area.
I think it's very important seeing that this time of year, we have a number of different events happening here. We have, I think, a 12 midnight event that's going to be happening soon. And we have a lot of different persons that have different type of businesses that's going to be attracting tourists and clientele from different walks of life.
Police are concerned about the misuse of social media sites as well, as criminals are also lurking on the internet.
We want you not to advertise, your gifts, your purchases, because everyone have access to the World Wide Net, and once you do that, you make yourself vulnerable. Okay, so please, if you have to use the internet, do not use it for that reason.
Police say they still have no leads to go on regarding the whereabouts of 40-year-old Shem Edward Solomon. The Grand Bahama man escaped custody over a week ago while in the process of boarding a flight to be taken to prison to serve a 20-year sentence. Reports say Solomon, who was cuffed to another person, was able to remove the cuffs from his hand and made his escape. Police say Solomon is about 5 feet 6 inches tall, with short hair, slim build, weighs 140 pounds, with medium brown complexion. He is known to reside at number 7 Epson Road, Freeport, and Hannah Hill, 8 Mile Rock. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Shem Edward Solomon, you should call 350-3107 or 8-911-919 or call your nearest police station. Stay with us. There's more news after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The West Grand Bahama Local Government District ushering in the Yuletide season. This past weekend, scores turned out for the community event designed to spread some holiday cheer. Atalia Hall has the story.
It was all in the spirit of Christmas Sunday as the West Grand Bahama District hosted its first annual tree lighting and gospel concert in Jonestown, 8 Mile Rock. The event was under the patronage of Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Obi Wilchcomb, in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. The event was filled with singing, laughter, and fun. Minister Wilchcomb gave some insightful words to those gathered for the event.
Throughout the Bahamas, we're seeing new opportunities. And here in Grand Bahama, which was at the lowest point ever in the history, we're now seeing progress in Grand Bahama. And so for the people of West Grand Bahama, particularly this part of the community, I'm very pleased that this perhaps will serve as a monumental event. Why aren't we celebrating the good news? We don't need the bad news. So all of us at this Christmas time, yes, let's exchange gifts. Yes, let's have parties. Yes, let's have a good time. But in having a good time, let us show some love for each other. Let us show that we care about our country. Let us show that we can change what is being said, that the Bahamas has crime and the Bahamas is not the place it used to be. Let us make a difference, ladies and gentlemen.
Director of Culture, Dr. Linda Moxie, says it's important for Bahamians to remember the true meaning of Christmas.
So remember now that in your giving this year, you are to give back to Jesus, the Christ child. Take something to your church. All your gifts go to the church to give back to Jesus. And if you cannot give him some physical gift, give him you.
The event ended with the lighting of the Christmas tree that will be stationed in Jonestown until January. The crowd then joined in with the Junkanoo rush out throughout the streets of Jonestown. It's Talia Hall, 7S Network News.
This is the season of giving, and AML Foods is getting in the swing of things with their Gifts for Goods program. Solomon's, Cost Right, and Domino's coming to the aid of the Salvation Army, an organization that provides for those in need. For AML Foods, it's an opportunity to give back to the community that supports their many businesses year-round.
Recognizing that every year the Salvation Army helps countless individuals and families at Christmas as well as throughout the year, Solomon's, Cost Right, and Domino's decided to launch this year's Gifts for Good program with a donation to the Salvation Army here in Freeport. The Kettle Drive has been giving hope to many in the Bahamas since 1931, and we feel it is important to support this worthy cause. We want Grand Bahamians to know that our brands are a part of the Freeport community and are also here to offer hope. We feel proud that we are able to help provide groceries and other basic needs for the less fortunate and encourage other corporate sponsors to support the Salvation Army in their efforts to bring joy to the Freeport community this holiday season.
Captain Roger Compton accepted the $10,000 check. He is grateful for AML's continued support.
A check like this will make it so much more easy and help us to be able to afford to provide for many, because we see many come to our doors. The community doesn't see them. Many of them are elderly, shut in, those that just don't have enough money even to make the ends meet. And now as we come in even to a new season of a bigger challenge of financial strains for people, I can only thank Solomon's for their support and Cost Right.
BTC has done it again. The telecommunications company recently launched its season of giving at the Pioneers Way location in Grand Bahama. The Grand Bahama Junkanoo Committee receiving over $22,000 to be shared between 9 Junkanoo groups. Talbot Colley, BTC's Northern Bahamas Vice President, says the sponsorship is a part of a 3-year commitment to Junkanoo on this island.
Culture is a representation of who we are as a people, and I would like to appeal to the business community and encourage everyone. It may be a small contribution in one's eye, but certainly if collectively each of us do our small bit, it will make a big impact at the end of the day.
Chairman of the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Committee, Allison Smith, says BTC's sponsorship could not have come at a better time. The funds, she says, will help the groups to prepare for the 2015 New Year's Day Parade.
I'm just super pleased and excited that BTC has once again partnership with the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Committee in support of the groups as well as the committee. We appreciate it, and the groups look forward to a very exciting parade, and that partnershiping with entities such as yourselves proves that we know we can go out there and we can put on a spectacular parade for the community.
This year's parade will be held on Pioneers Way, just in front of the Grand Bahama Port Authority building. In other news, a memorial service set for tomorrow evening in the nation's capital in honor of senior pastor of Bahamas Faith Ministries, Dr. Miles Monroe, and his wife Ruth Ann, who were killed in that tragic plane crash on November 11th. Tonight, one of the patriarchs of Grand Bahama, who is no stranger to tragedy, is paying tribute to the prominent religious leader. Natalie Martinborough reports.
Bad things happen to good people also. I expect him to live much longer than this, than having his life, I must say, cut short.
Businessman extraordinaire Reverend Hayward Cooper is still mourning the death of Dr. Miles Monroe, whom he first met during Dr. Monroe's early days in Christian ministry. Reverend Cooper recalls inviting Dr. Monroe to Grand Bahama for a speaking engagement at the Upper Zion Baptist Church in Pindus Point. That was many years ago, during the days of Dr. Monroe's group, the Visionaires.
I said, man, listen, we cannot get our people to pay the tithes. He said, that's all the problem? I said, yes. He said, don't worry. Where's he hand up like this? I said, don't worry then, I'll fix that. That's exactly what they say. Say he will fix that. He preached on tithing and giving and blessings. Did you know our church started paying tithes from that very moment and hasn't stopped yet?
Reverend Cooper says Dr. Monroe was a blessing to the Christian ministry and says no one can discount what Dr. Monroe has done to promote the Bahamas.
You know, he brought more people, yeah, he brought a lot of people to this island, which we really appreciated. The Bahamas get to know, people get to know the Bahamas through Dr. Miles' preaching and teaching, just as much as tourism, I believe. Because you go in Jerusalem, and they ask you where you're from. You say you're from the Bahamas. Oh, do you know Miles Monroe? Do you know Miles? See, they were surprised to see people like that, you know. And when they know Miles, they're proud of Miles, man. They believe Miles is the king of the Bahamas.
Because of his many contributions, Reverend Cooper believes Dr. Monroe's legacy will live on.
Wherever he go, where Miles go, people love him. I don't know where he get the help, but God was with him. People love him because of his love and his speech, the way he speaks to you, down deep from his heart. You know he really means it. And he speaks with love, faith, and compassion.
Reverend Hayward Cooper says the tragic death of Dr. Miles Monroe and the 8 others on that ill-fated jet brings back memories of the death of his very own son, Dr. Hayward Cooper Jr., who was a pastor with BFM family here on Grand Bahama. Dr. Cooper died following a jet ski incident in waters off Lucaya in August.
But my son, that I feel like that's untimely death. That is so shocking and disturbing, and Lord Almighty. Well, we didn't come here to stay, but we don't expect to die what we call in your bloom. You know, my son was in his bloom. Dr. Miles was in his bloom. They were young men. Taken to be a young man. Both of them could have been my children, you know. Now, I feel for both of them also. And the thing about it, no one can tell me exactly how my son died.
At age 83, Reverend Hayward Cooper says he's grappling with both tragedies. He believes that in time, God will reveal what actually took place, but says in the meantime, he, like the rest of the Bahamas, will have to trust God.
It's painful, but God knows best. God is still in control. I don't mind how it happened. God is still in control over everything. That's the way I take it.
Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
And remember to check out the West Grand Bahama District and the 8 Mile Rock Boxing Day Committee's Junkanoo Rush Out at Sunset Village in 8 Mile Rock, December 25th and 26th. Stay tuned. Ricardo Liborn is up next with sports.
Everybody, it's time for sports and Ricardo Liborn. Tonight, I'm giving this one to Rachel Liborn of Scotiabank East Bay down there in New Providence. I'm very proud of you, baby girl, and you just keep doing what you're doing. Employee of the quarter of the year. Daddy can't even get employed today. Okay, Little League baseball season is fast approaching with the Rising Star program and planning to pull out all the stops. Well, the new baseball, softball equipment came to Grand Bahama, and it's going to help these young people. The Rising Star Softball and Baseball is preparing for the opening of its new season in January, and on the weekend received some much-needed equipment. The girls are also eager to actually get softball started as soon as possible. President of Rising Stars Yvonne Lockhart says it's a godsend and extremely appreciative.
Well, we're here today to receive most deserving equipment from Pitching for Baseball. It's a charity organization based in the United States. And we appealed to them, and they graciously donated us a wealth of equipment that is so needed for the start of 2015 softball baseball season.
For the Sluggers, it's preseason workout, and for the most part, it's gone well. Coach Oscar Green says the equipment is just in time.
We got bats, we got helmets, we got equipment bags, we got baseballs, we got softballs, we got T-balls, we got a bunch of gloves. They helped us with baseball, the equipment, just bases, everything. They helped us out with a whole lot of stuff, and the kids are super excited about it, and they're thrilled, and the coaches as well. Everyone is just excited right now about this donation.
The Rising Star program will no doubt be very successful with the compliments of parents, coaches, and sponsors doing their part. Well, the Grandma Volleyball Association got in a couple games from the weekend youth in action over the BUT Bulldogs 25-15, 22-25, and 16-14 in the co-ed affair. BMS Warriors served by the Freeport Shipyard Services Blue Thunder 25-6 and 25-17. And Bebe Stars over the GB Shipyard Cruisers 25-19, 16-25, and 15-10. They played tonight at the YMCA. It's Pleasant All-Stars taking on Elva Davis. Yep, Elva Davis and them old gals. They are called Age in Action. They're going to be taken on as well. And also the Defenders and Young Gunners will play. We'll see how it all works out over there at the YMCA. Well, high school Church General Softball League, folks, is actually completed regular season play, and they're now ready for the playoffs. Let me take a hop to the GB Sports Complex and show you how the senior boys played yesterday. The Bishop Michael London Warriors took on the Tabernacle Falcons, and the Warriors used their speed on the bases and gave the Falcons fits. Batter in the box. Runners are moving on the play. Here comes the run, but then again, here comes the throw to the plate. BMES is rolling up those runs. Well, it didn't get any better for the Falcons. Right to center field. Runners on the move on the play. Here we go. Runners are moving. That's an in-the-park home run. The hit parade continue. And another base hit, this time to the left side of the field, and the Warriors are up 12-4. The Falcons on offense and needing some runs. The pop-up by the leadoff batter, that didn't help the cause. The next batter in the box. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to left, the sure glove. That's the second out. Well, with 2 outs and needing 1 swing and a miss, and that's your game. The Bishop Michael Laldon Warriors defeated the Tabernacle Falcons 12-4 to complete the regular season. The second season, that's the playoff, starts now. Now, the junior girls playoffs have the VMAs Warriors seated at number 1. The 2 seed is Sister Mary Patricia Russell, and Tabernacle will sit as a 3 seed, and also Egmont is getting the 4th seed. We'll give you those scores tomorrow. The Falcons Basketball Classic, folks, was an eye-opener for Bahamian teams participating in the C.I. Gibson Rattlers in the consolation game. Took on the Hilltoppers of Science Hill and lost 81-69. Garrison Bain had 15 points for the Toppers, and it was Amber Lee Cord saw 14 points. And K.J. Johnson said it's a learning experience for his club and a wake-up call for the Rattlers.
They played pretty good. You know, we came up against some very good U.S. teams. We battled. We won our first game, and then we won a few more games. And very young team, have a lot to learn. And this type of tournament help us to understand exactly where we are and where we need to go, and we have to keep working on all the small things to get us better as a team.
Now the Rattlers will take experience from the Falcons Classic to prepare for their Holiday Classic later on this month, and it's essential to the team's progress, says KJ.
We got to do a better job boxing out and rebounding. Cut down on the turnovers, you know what I'm saying? We need better spacing on the basketball court, and just playing the game hard and playing the game the right way. And once these guys understand how to do those things, I think as the year goes on, we become a better team.
You got a holiday event coming up as well. How do you figure that's going to work out when you get back to New Providence?
It's going to work out pretty good. We have a lot of exciting teams from Nassau, New Providence, and Grand Bahama, U.S. I bring in a team from Panama, so it's going to be a great tournament, and a lot of the guys who understand the importance of playing in holiday tournaments going to get their teams better as they play in it.
And I got to say that tonight, Warren and all those folks from down there in Western celebrating that their Miami Dolphins won a football game, okay? That's all I got to say on that. And whoever don't like it, that's your business. Anyhow, we're going to finish with that in sports.